With the change that came with Technosite Coda, all Exalted weapons now have access to arcanes. While waiting for the update, one interaction was looming on my head. Arcane Impetus and Arcane Incumber. On full stacks, Arcane Impetus gives 78% strength and 39% efficiency. And with Arcane Encumber possibly proccing every element without having to worry about losing stacks. I mean, look at this. Noctua. I currently have 3 builds. I say build, but it don't matter. I mean, it's Dante. Before I show the builds, all 3 builds can use Growing Power because Word Warden can also proc it. Most of the mods in this builds are semi-late game, around the same time you can get Dante. Also, if you don't have Arcane Energize, use Zuneric. I always try not to use Zuneric anymore, and all of the footage in here is me using Madurai for the bonus casting speed and strength. The first build relies on Tempest Barrage with its augment. Your Noctua... Man, I can't say Noctua with... without saying it like... you know what I mean. Your Noctua is gonna be building Blast. Why you ask? Don't ask. Don't ask questions. I'm just kidding. Noctua splits into 4 fragments when it hits an enemy. And with the change in Blast, AoE weapons deal more AoE damage. And Arcane Enervate for all the crit chance you need.
You hear about your brother that passed away, he gets 5 big booms. Boom! 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 Boom!
Now you're probably wondering, where Impetus? Where Encumber? Here it is. This one doesn't even have Noctua. You can subsume anything that helps. In my case, Roar. If you're struggling with energy, well, Nourish in it, bruv. But the main focus of the build is Word Warden. The only thing you need for this build is high fire rate weapons or ones that leave lingering zones. This build is not as great as the first build if you're focusing on Noctua. You're basically going to be stacking 50-50 status mods on this. And easily full stacking Arcane Impetus gives your Final Verse Tragedy more damage. And Final Verse Triumph a higher overguard cap for you and your teammates. I do think this is not going to work on lower level missions because of how easy the enemy dies, and Word Warden's slow ass projectile is really slow. But the uptime of Arcane Impetus is pretty consistent in higher levels. I suggest bringing a high fire rate weapon only modded for high fire rate if you're having trouble with it. But once you're at full stacks, you can just press your third ability, Dark Verse, to keep the stacks going.
I absolve you of your sins. You have been forgiven.
Now for the main build, let's combine both. Now the reason why is Dante is just too strong. Combining both the best part of the builds, this deals a bit less damage than both builds because it doesn't rely on any external sources and purely makes use of Dante's base kit, basically. You're going to be putting Viral on Noctua so you can guarantee a Viral proc immediately. Galvanized Shot for the direct damage. And Creeping Bullseye because some people don't have Prime Pistol Gambit. For Archon Shards, none of the shards is really necessary. It's Dante. Yellow Shards is just for ease of gameplay, so we can get more casting speed. 2 green shards for full corrosive armor strips, basically more damage. And Violet for a bit more energy, basically a miniature equilibrium mod. You also need either a synth mod or adaptive bond on your pet for that thing to work. The purple shard or violet. I didn't look at the name. And that's about it. This is my first build. Feel free to comment on something I've missed or maybe something I could improve on. Yeah.
Calm down, partner.
Why you on your knees?
Get down, boy. Get down.